100% hard AF seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
Oh, I like that angle.
That's unfortunate. Time to take the leg.
Welcome to Drinkin, Bro. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Fake news, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. Got a little early this morning. A lot going on in the world. But, D'Anthony, to start, I want to say that I did join a cult last night. And I want you to know that, okay? I'm in a cult now, officially.
Is it a gay thing or what is it?
It might be. It might be. I joined the cult of Elon last night. Jesus, man. So, we flip these trucks for taxes every year. It's got to be over 6,000 pounds in order to get a $25,000 tax write-off. And dealer called and said, hey, that Elon's cut that Cybertruck in half to $69,000. And, of course, it's Elon, and he wouldn't do anything other than troll by putting it at $69,000. And I said, hey, this is awesome because with that, you get the $25,000 off. Plus, you get the $7,500 on top of that for having an EV or a Texas-bought EV in the state of Texas or something like that. So I'm like, great, the car's like $35,000 something after that. And yeah, dude, it's the greatest machine of all time. And all the things that you and I wanted it fixed from 2 years ago when we first had it for a couple weeks are all gone. When I say fully self-driving, you type in your address, press start driving, and it put me in my fucking garage, and I was night-night after that. Even the dealers over there, you go out there, and it's like this gigafactory that's all completely built out. He has his own city in East Austin. You go through a security gate. The car is waiting, with a bow on it, for Christ's sakes. You walk into the lobby. Do you know that he has his own soda in there for employees? It's like a fun house in there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he took all of the Elon took all of the learnings from, I guess people attribute it mostly to Silicon Valley, but it started with it started way back in the 80s with people like what's his name? Ray Dalio. And a couple of other guys who started like this employee incentive program just to like take care of your employees and shit like that. And it became kind of the standard in Silicon Valley, but Elon does it in every company he has. He also has some crazy rules. Like you're in charge of yourself.
Yep.
For the most part. If you're sitting in a meeting and you feel like you don't belong there, it's on you to get up and walk out of it. And that's just how it is. And also, they don't have meetings that last over 20 minutes. That's a corporate rule.
That's incredible.
It's a waste of time. I mean, he is a very good businessman. Obviously, he's worth fucking $1 trillion.
He's the richest man on the planet for a reason. And to your point about the employees, when I walked in there, I've never seen a happier group of employees. The guy that was helping me out last night, his name is Eric Nichols. He's a fan of the show too, and so were the other dudes in there. So they all came over, and I tried to give him a 12-pack of Hard AF Seltzer, and he's like, "No, sir." He's like, I would love to take it, obviously, but he goes, "I'm on the job, and it's not professional." And I go, "Did Elon teach you that?" And he goes, "Yes." And I go, "That's awesome, man." Obviously we host Drinkin' Bros, so you can bring cocaine in here if you want. We don't really give a shit, but I like that, and everybody was happy to be there, polite. the soda machines. He goes, you know why this soda's so great? He makes it and it's made of cane sugar. And I was like, so is Hard AF Seltzer. That's where I almost came gay. I almost became fully like 100% gay. I know I'm at 18 right now. It almost went to a full 100 with Eric Nichols. And then the last part of this was he goes, look, you get in this thing, just type in your address, press start driving, and it'll take you all the way home. And I was like, that's the feature that Dan and I wanted from before. And and it did. It put me in my driveway at 99. I didn't touch the brakes. I didn't touch anything. I wish I was getting sponsored by them. I would fucking read the shit out of your car forever, Elon, if you're listening. I will fucking read Tesla ads the rest of my life with how great this thing is. But everything you and I wanted fixed on it, fixed. And then as far as like the bug issues and then the self-driving, the last part about this is the affordability. I've never been able to justify in my life spending $100,000 on a car or whatever the fuck it is. Anything over, like, that's just nuts to me. I've never been a car guy. I've always been fiscally responsible. The fact that he cut the price of this in half to $69,000 in a time like this, where you can also save on taxes and all that other shit, kudos to him. And by the way, created his own bank. Interest rate is 4%. Nobody offers that right now, and thank you. Eric Nichols, you won. I made him the same masa chips promise. He goes, dude, you can slap me in the face, and I go, all good, but same as masa chips, and what you say, and I go, this is so. Eric, I will never slap you in the face if I ever see you again. Holy shit, the thing's amazing. So I am in a cult now, and yeah, I might be 100% gay. I don't really fucking care.
I would consider. Slapping him for pleasure, maybe
Eric Nichols at Tesla.
Well, I don't know what he's into, but
I don't either.
Like, just from your perspective, I wouldn't rule it out entirely. Is all I'm saying.
And by the way, Tesla, if you want to sponsor the entire show, I have doubted it's like we say with all the products on here. If we don't try them, that's why we didn't get it before. There was some problems with it. Now everything is dialed in. If you want to sponsor the goddamn show, I'll read these ads till the end of time. But enough of me sucking Elon's dick today. Let's get to the news, shall we? First up, Iran peace deal? Question mark. We'll see. A fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is holding despite continued attacks as President Donald Trump announced a pause in naval escort operations to allow negotiations to continue, while warning that failure to reach a deal would result in a significantly escalated bombing campaign. Trump said the pause in Project Freedom, the U.S. mission to guide commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, is intended to give negotiators time to finalize what he described as a potential and complete final agreement, while maintaining that the U.S. naval blockade would remain in place in Iran, assuming Iran agrees to give us what has been agreed to, which is perhaps a big assumption. The already legendary Epic Fury will be at an end, and the highly effective blockade will allow the Hormuz Strait to open to all. Sorry, put that in all caps there at the end. Usually it puts the whole tweet in caps. It says if they don't agree, bombing starts, and it will be sadly at a much higher level and intensity than it was before. We prefer this to be a peaceful operation, but are locked and loaded to defend our people, our ships, our aircraft, and this mission without hesitation. And that came from War Secretary Pete Hegseth on Tuesday. Dan, walk us through the parameters of this, because what we're reading on Truth Social and tweet and statements here and there are kind of vague. Is this actually going to go down? Because gas prices are still up.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving pieces, and I'll tell you how I'm reading it. So to start, China reached out to Iran again this week and said, hey, quit fucking around. We need that sweet, sweet oil. Otherwise, I think the exact phrase was daddy needs his yum-yums.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, simultaneously, China also let the world know. They just kind of publicly stated that they're going to ignore U.S. sanctions on Iranian oil in the meantime, which is like, that's typical Chinese negotiation strategy. So Trump has his style, right? The Don Road doctrine, where it's like maximalist demands followed by insane threats against an entire civilization, followed by that seems like a pretty good deal. I like you again. China has theirs too, which is like negotiate weekly behind the scenes, like, hey, we're in fucking trouble. You got to do this, and then in public make some kind of vague threat, right? That's how they operate as well. Now so there's pressure from China, obviously, and I don't know what's coming from Russia specifically. The most recent meeting between Russia and Iran that we know about was last week. But Russia's probably not in a position to really do a whole lot at the moment. And it's an interesting thing, right? Because this so-called ceasefire is held for some amount of time now. There was a one-page memo that went out earlier this week. It included a 30-day pause, including surrendering enriched uranium. To whom we're not sure yet. I think it would more likely be Russia and not the United States, but we'll see about that. A moratorium on enrichment above 4% was the original statement, and now a moratorium on all enrichment is what I'm hearing. Both sides lift restrictions on Hormuz. U.S. lifts sanctions on Iran. And then here, this is the latest from today. And now it's changed a little bit over the last couple of days, but the U.S. is asking Iran to dismantle all 3 nuclear facilities, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, ship all enriched uranium out of Iran. Again, to whom we're not sure. I assume what I heard in the beginning when this first got pitched was that it would be to Russia, and that makes the most sense to me, frankly. Russia has a good infrastructure for managing fissile material at 60%. There are very few countries who do, right? I mean, there's like 8 maybe.
Sure.
That can even handle that kind of stuff. And we're one of them, obviously. France and the UK are there. Pakistan, India. Obviously, they're not going to deal with India, but maybe Pakistan is an option as well. We'll see. I don't know how India would feel about that. They might get butthurt. So I think if it goes to Russia, nobody's going to be mad. So I think that's probably the most likely scenario. No underground nuclear activity ever. Snap inspections with automatic penalties to include like massive sanctions on Iranian oil if they violate any of the agreements. A 20-year enrichment freeze. Strait of Hormuz opens gradually as blockades eases. Sanctions relief only after Iran complies, and that'll come in stages as well. And then if Iran accepts, there will be a 30-day discussion on some of the finer points. I assume, as I just mentioned, that this will go in phases. There's going to be dust-ups between the announcement and the commencement or finality, whatever you want to call that. As a matter of fact, Iran has attacked us. This hasn't gotten a whole lot of news, but Iran has attacked U.S. The U.S. about 10 times since the ceasefire began, and we didn't really respond to anything other than the small boats that we blew up and that one tanker that we disabled, or two tankers now that we've disabled. And the reason is to give the regime in place breathing room to rein in the other factions, right? I mean, we know this has been a problem, and us not overreacting to loose factions doing dumb shit gives them a little bit of breathing room to solidify power. Now, I'll say this, nothing's over. I think we'll take this win incrementally as an advance against the regime and their proxies. I mean, I don't know what, if any, discussion there's going to be about continued funding of the Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthi trio. And I assume that's going to be part of this deal. You would have to assume that because it's always been a part of it. And I think another part of this, in addition to what we're asking from Iran, is that we're going to, once this all starts to tail off a little bit and the implementation phase begins, we'll probably start looking to isolate them economically in certain ways. And there's ways to do that, right? So helping the UAE and Saudi Arabia develop more infrastructure to avoid the strait altogether should Iran act up in the future. Bolster their anti-drone and anti-missile defense, and maybe even help them a little bit with offense. As we discussed the other day, both Saudi Arabia and UAE have American 5th-gen fighters. So I think this is all part of a big encompassment that started back in 2017 or 2018 with the beginning of the Abraham Accord stuff. And maybe we see some finality by the time Trump leaves office, where you have a strong Saudi Arabia, a strong UAE, a strong Jordan, a strong Israel, a strong Oman and Bahrain, and Qatar, who's been brought to heel and been forced to kick Hamas out of the country, and a Lebanon whose government is now staunchly anti-Hezbollah. There's no way to overstate how meaningful it is what Trump has done in the Middle East, frankly. This has been a 60-year problem for us, and it's what we've now, and look, again, I always use this as a caveat. When it comes to the Middle East or any foreign policy, it's always for now and we'll see, right? And that's true of anything, but the movement we've made now to solidify partnerships between the main and the main protagonist from the West point of view, which is Israel, and you can believe how you want about that, but it doesn't matter. Let's flip it and say that Israel's the main antagonist. Either way, it doesn't matter where the labels go. Now the main protagonists and antagonists are all kind of working together at this point, except for Iran. Because even Iraq isn't fucking around too much. Some of the militias are in the eastern part of the country, but even Iraq is not really fucking around anymore.
I haven't heard shit out of Iraq either. Like,
yeah.
I mean, nothing.
Well, it's because it's not the failed state that everybody said it would be. That still doesn't justify what we did there. We could have accomplished that in another way. That didn't take 25 years. The same way we're doing at Iran, actually. We could have done the exact same thing. But anyways, it just can't be overstated how much the landscape of Middle Eastern power has changed from religious zealotry that we helped put into place, not necessarily on purpose, but through our own incompetence, to now a more monetary focused and world power focused group who is, by the way, pretty resistant to globalism as well. So I just, I'm a white pill guy. I hope for the best most of the time. But this is if any part of this, like Trump's got to resist the temptation to accept a fucking weak ass JICPOA style deal that allows Iran to continue doing stuff. I don't think there's any chance he allows that, frankly. But there is a lot of political pressure on him. But he seems to be the one guy that doesn't give a fuck about that kind of stuff. But yeah, there is a complete sea change, and not just who's in power in the Middle East, but what it means to have power now. You know what I mean? It's like it used to mean I control these proxies, or I can shut down oil here or there, or whatever the fuck else is going on, or I can launch terror attacks. And now power is about how much can I work with the United States. That's what the UAE is thinking. That's what Saudi Arabia is thinking. Jordan, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, even Israel. It's like, how much can I work with the United States? Because, and we're going to get to a story about this in a minute, the U.S. economy is fucking booming right now in a way that you may not notice for 6 to 12 months, but it is going absolutely batshit crazy right now. And people are like busting down the door to try to work with us right now. And there's a reason for it, to include South Korea, Japan, everybody else, right? Some of our other partners. And that's the sea change. That's the real sea change. It isn't about certainly the Iranian regime being out of the picture to some degree. The mullahs not having so much power is useful to us. Qatar having to flip away from Hamas, Lebanon having to flip away from Hezbollah. Those are all meaningful things and very powerful in their own right. But the real power is that now the relationship between that region and the United States is, hey, your economy is doing really well. We're tired of all this bullshit. Let's find a way to work together instead of let's find a way to take down the great Satan. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's this in the last 10 years, only under Trump, by the way, it receded under Biden. In the last 10 years, there has been a monumental shift in the way that we do business in that region, and it has borne fruit already. It's crazy.
It is, if it holds. That's my biggest concern, because like you said, any one of these fucking assholes can fire off a rocket and start something crazy, and it could come from inside the country of Iran, and we don't fucking know. There's 90 million people there, and it's always wait and see with these guys. You know, I know what the media is going to say about this. Hey, dude, this is another ceasefire on top of the other ceasefire, and you can't keep saying that without results, because people are looking at the gas prices and everything else. So I know what the media spin is going to be on this. I hope it holds. I just don't know, and I'm going to read through his tweets carefully here, because even Trump said it himself that, like, if they don't agree, the bombing starts. So they haven't fully agreed yet. The bombing could still start. And then his other phrase here, assuming Iran agrees to give what has been agreed to, which is perhaps a big assumption. Yes, I like that phrasing right there is a big assumption with those motherfuckers. That's the way it's been for how many years when we've sent people over there to go and search through their nuclear program and report back, what they're supposed to. They were thrown out over and over and over again. We would see those stories on 60 Minutes probably every 2 years of, hey, we sent our people over there to look at their nuke program and they got thrown out or they got lied to. And then, boom, we're in another fucking thing with them. So I hope this holds. I think everything that you just said can be correct, and it is probably Trump's dream. In order to accomplish that, this has to come through in a meaningful way. And also, you've got to get somebody in there in 2028 to extend that vision, because I don't think all of what you just said can be accomplished in 3 years. Now, Trump himself has taken a massive, massive swing like this that we haven't seen in the history of probably our lifetime or shit. I don't know another president who's really tried to go after the Middle East like this ever in a meaningful way and create actual peace in the Middle East. If he's able to accomplish this, and then the next guy gets in there, right now, by the way, according to Kalshi and Polymarket, Rubio has now taken over as favorite for president in 2028, which is a prediction that you made a while back on this show, and I find that interesting because let's face it, if people are putting money somewhere, they know a little bit more than everybody else. But if Rubio were to get in there, or Vance or somebody else in 2028, and extend this vision, this is a 10 to 12 year problem that's I think can be changed in 10 to 12 years. I really believe that. I really believe every single word that you said. But it's got to go beyond Trump because he's only got 3 years left. The biggest regret for me personally is with everything happening around the world is I wish he had 8 consecutive years to do this versus the 4 that he's given now to execute his vision. Because I think it is there. I think in the first term, he was very, very close with the Abraham Accords, and we were headed towards that. Now, Iran wasn't on board at that point from 2016 to 2020. They're forced into it now if this ends up holding. And I think it would be incredible, especially with the fall of Europe, and they're no longer fucking partners. They're not doing anything with their fucking militaries. All their leaders are fucking assholes throwing our troops out of the countries and all that other shit. Good luck with Russia. I'd rather do business with South America and the Middle East at this point if everybody's going to play nice, because that's where the most amount of money is coming from, and that's where the fucking oil's coming from, going back to energy, which is the key to the entire world running. So you could be onto something. Trump could absolutely be onto something. It's up to this one shithole country to actually agree to it and say, hey, dude, I see the vision here, and it's going to make our country richer for years and years to come, and we don't have to go into these stupid fucking endless wars over religion when, great, you want to celebrate that in your own country, celebrate it. But let's not spread wars in others.
It took us a little while to get it to that point in Saudi Arabia as well, if you recall. I mean, there have been, and that, it's one of the reasons that a lot of people, including neocons, tried to resist allowing the lawsuit against Saudi Arabia from 9/11 victims to go forward, right? Because they didn't want to damage that process of kind of rehabilitating. You can't do that. It's a Streisand effect, right? When you try to bury shit, you just got to let people eat it. Once you have to let them eat it and make amends and then come to the table, and it takes time. That's the problem with things like that. It takes time, and we're all fucking impatient.
Yes.
And then, the liberal media tried to fucking lift up this Jamal Khashoggi guy like he wasn't a fucking Al-Qaeda supporter. Like, fuck off, dude. I don't give a shit if they sawed that dude's head off. I mean, look, there's probably a better, they could have just executed him and certainly not have taped it and given the fucking world the evidence.
Put the headphones on. Put the headphones on. It helps with the screams. I'll never forget that tape the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that was really dumb, to be honest, that part of it. But the fact that they clipped that dude because he was trying to foment exactly what MBS was trying to rid out of their country. Now, the hope is that at some point, somebody in Iran will start that process as well, like MBS did, which is like either isolate, sanction, or kill people that want to continue this bullshit, right? I mean, that's what MBS has been doing. He's been removing the trust funds from family members. He's been sending people out of the country. He's been executing people, both publicly and privately. And it sounds distasteful to us, but we're in a very different part of the world, and we are in the 21st century, and Saudi Arabia is not, right?
Yep.
And if we want to work together, we have to kind of allow them to handle things the way that they handle things, provided they're not turning it against their own civilian population. That would be a red line for us to work with them. But yeah, we can't do that shit. We can't like throw out every peace deal because we kind of because we disagree with certain human rights things. It can't be like that in the immediate. We have to have incremental change. It took us 100 years to to make sure that certain people weren't trying to fuck with black people in this country. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, because we tried to rush the process sometimes, like with Reconstruction, the powers that be, like Rutherford B. Hayes, stole an election in the late part of the 19th century. And things persisted for another 60 years after that. Right. And then we passed really bad, like the Civil Rights Act was terrible law. Right? It's you can't fix segregation that way. You just can't, right? It doesn't work. It's the same thing with Roe. It was bad case law. I mean, we've made that mistake a number of different times. It just takes time to root stuff out, and you can't legislate morality like that. It doesn't work. You have to fucking use incentive-based structures to do this stuff. We know that now, and Trump has been doing it with that's why, like, he gets a lot of heat in the media for saying like, oh, MBS, he's a good guy. Putin, he's a smart guy. Fucking Kim Jong-un, he's a big fan of mine. Stuff like that. Man, what do they expect him to say? Like, yeah, he's a brutal dictator. Fuck him. And then go try to make a deal with him behind the scenes. That's not going to work.
Right.
They're in machismo cultures. You may be able to get away with it in America where you could cuck some dude and make a deal with him later, but you can't publicly cuck dudes in the Middle East and Russia and then make a deal with them afterwards. They have to reject it. Otherwise, they'll get fucking killed by their own people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think he's done a really good job, to your point, of managing all this. The only guy that can continue it is Rubio, right? He's the only guy. But that doesn't mean I don't think Vance has some usefulness to the party moving forward. Maybe he's president one day, maybe he's not. He's got a lot of growing to do as a politician, but again, he's relatively new as a politician. I don't dislike him out of sorts. I do think some of the bedfellows, like he's saying people should listen to Theo Von about politics. Theo Von is a fucking idiot who just like parrots stuff he hears from Groypers and shit like that. No, Groypers, by the way, who are now Democrats. Apparently, Nick Fuentes said the other day he's a Democrat now.
Oh, great.
He always was, by the way. Just to be clear, all of these people who have been pretending to be on the right wing all this time, but don't share any conservative principles, they've always been Democrats and liberals. They are. It is the American taqiyya. That is what it is. Taqiyya is the Muslim principle where you can hide who you really are, so you can win. That's exactly who they are and who they've always been. Period. Right. So, anyways, Rubio can definitely carry that forward. It's not a surprise to me at all that he's taken the lead in these polls. I think he's the clear choice to extend this. He also happens to be wildly popular, not just among conservatives, by the way.
I know.
He's wildly popular across the board. If you remember, he had maybe, you're talking about President Donald John Lavandrius Orenthal Trump.
Yep.
And one of the most controversial dudes that's ever existed in American politics. And I don't know if you remember Rubio's confirmation hearing to the most important position that Trump would nominate, in my opinion, in this term, which was Secretary of State. It was the cushiest one of all time. It was all the senators like, oh, Marco, hell yeah, brother. You know what I mean? He is, despite what politicking goes on in public and in Senate hearings and shit like that, where they are forced to talk shit because he's a Republican, this shows exactly to me how very popular he is, because he's just a rational dude. He never overreacts. He's got a really good answer for everything. You don't have to agree with him, but he's got a really good answer for everything. And I think that kind of stuff, you know, being a good statesman is something that we really need more of. You know what I mean? And I think Rubio as president is going to be a really good thing should it happen for us. I definitely would not have said that 3 years ago.
Me neither.
To be honest.
I hated him in 2016, to be honest with you. But, you know, to your points, I'm not sure if you saw the clip that went viral last night with Rubio. It has over 23 million views already, and it was a speech from the White House. And, Bob, go to your Twitter and play this. This sounds like the President of the United States. I mean, this answer is why this went viral, and it has 23 million views currently right now. It's one of the most spectacular answers I've ever heard in regards to what our country is. And when you play this clip, Bob, you'll understand why. Again, pop that up full screen there. There you go.
For America at a time such as this?
My hope for America?
And how do you personally deal with that?
Yeah, look, I mean, my hope for America is what it's always been. I think it's the hope I hope we all share. We want it to continue to be the place where anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, where you're not limited by the circumstances of your birth, by the color of your skin, by your ethnicity, but frankly, it's a place where you are able to overcome challenges and achieve your full potential. I think that should be the goal of every country in the world, frankly, but I think in the U.S., we're not perfect. Our history is not one of perfection, but it's still better than anybody else's history. And ours is a story of perpetual improvement. Each generation has left the next generation of Americans freer, more prosperous, safer, and that is our goal as well. But it is a unique and exceptional country, and as we come upon this 250-year anniversary, I think we have a lot to learn and be proud of in our history. It is one of perpetual and continuous improvement, where each generation has done its part to bring us closer to fulfilling the vision that the founders of this country had upon its founding. So, thank you.
For America.
I mean, that right there.
That is, yeah, that's like, I mean, that speech he gave at the UN too was pretty monumental. What was that, 2 months ago, I think?
Yep.
But this is like, I mean, you talk about taking a hard position on something where good luck arguing against it. You know what I mean? And that's what a brilliant statesman does. That's what you know, people like Churchill were famous for, was making like pointed, meaningful statements. Eisenhower was good at it. Been a number of people, although Eisenhower was quiet as a president for the most part, but when he spoke, it was like that, right? So when I hear Rubio talking like that, I don't even get the sense he's running for something when he's doing it. Nope. Sometimes it could sound like politicking. That guy just fucking loves the country. You know what I mean?
So for
the Munich Security Council. That's right, not the UN. Thanks, Smartsville.
Yeah. By the way, for the audio listeners, that clip was him filling in for Caroline Leavitt, our White House press secretary. So he was in the middle of 100 questions during that presser yesterday, and that was just off the cuff in the middle of the presser to drop that answer. Sounded like the President of the United States. It really
was it also
did.
Off the cuff when he started dropping rap lyrics?
No, I think he's like Chuck D, where he's like, dude, I don't freestyle much, but I write them like such. And I think he writes them, and then it sounds like a freestyle because he's so good. But that clip, I can understand why that went viral, and everybody's been sharing that, you know, all last night and today, is because that's what you want to hear out of the President of the United States. You know, I find it odd that the odds themselves actually flipped later on in the evening after that went viral as well, where, yeah, he's the guy we're sending out to do all this shit. He's the face of America, while Donald Trump is obviously the president and the face of America here. This guy's going all around the fucking world and exhausted. We've, you know, had endless memes about what other job can Marco Rubio possibly do. Well, that final job might be President of the United States. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be really interesting because by 28, Ted Cruz will be on the Supreme Court. DeSantis may as well, or he may be the Attorney General. I think he's going to be the AG, to be honest. But we'll see. It may be both. He may take over for AG at some point, and then also be on the Supreme Court. However, I would couch that in saying Todd Blanche is doing such a great job right now.
I know.
Not just in comparison to the completely incompetent Pam Bondi, who never should have been there in the fucking first place. Trump, if you need any advice, you can just hit me up, bud. You got my number.
I think they listen to the show already. So
yeah. Well, some people do because they keep tabs on what I say. But the Todd Blanche is doing such a great job right now. I think there's a pretty decent chance that you're going to have both Ted Cruz and Ron DeSantis on the Supreme Court in the next 2 years. That's my guess.
Could be. Look, if Trump if Trump can get out of this Iran thing pretty clean and prices start to go down, like that is the biggest key here. Because I'll go back to what you said earlier. We are very ADD as a country of like, can you do this now? Can you do this now? Can you do this now? I know that this shit takes time. It is hard to impress upon people though who are going through a hard time right now that all of this shit takes time. And I'm up there with you guys, man. I look at these prices and I'm like, fuck. Now, a lot of these, in my opinion, I don't think the president, anyone, right or left, can do anything about it. But there's certain things like gas and everything else that, yes, you can do. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm with you. I'm not a fucking black pill person, so I'm hopeful.
Now, this is all temporary. I mean, again, I've said this since the beginning, but as soon as this Iran deal is sorted out, gas is going to go back down. I don't think it's going to go down to the low 60s, high 50s. I don't know that it's good if it does, to be honest. We'll see about that. I mean, because there's so many moving pieces now with these new avenues opened up and with the U.S. Again, we'll get to how the U.S. economy is booming here in a moment. But with the U.S. producing more oil than fucking anybody right now, we could, if we wanted to, flood the market. I don't know what. When I say we, I mean the global oil community, because fucking Iran's going to have a shitload to dump onto the market the second this is over. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
Their entire reservoir full. They can dump onto the market. Saudi Arabia's positioned to dump the market. UAE's positioned to dump the market right now. So are we, right? So if we really wanted to, we could fucking say, hey, you know what, guys? We're going to drive gas down to $1 for the next 6 months and to see how it goes. You know what I mean? And then it'll come back incrementally. Like there's a lot of, I don't think they're going to do that because it's oil companies. Let's be real.
Yeah, they're not going to agree to that.
I don't know that it's going to go down to the mid 50s, which is what I think the low was late last year.
55, I want to say, somewhere in there.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't think it'll go down that far, but you'll get $2 gas, $2.50, something like that pretty soon, and that's manageable for most people. And then we're going after the meat cartels right now. That's a big important thing. Trump's team has been going after the fucking drug company cartels as well, and it's putting everybody on notice, man. I mean, look, you keep that balance of people inside the DOJ, the group that's working really well together right now and bringing these cases for the next couple of years, and all these cartels that have been hammering American consumers all these years are going to start getting peeled back piece by piece. And I'm telling you, that plus changing the way that we the way that we process energy, our food security, and reshoring manufacturing, plus what's going on with our currency right now. Trump says golden age of America. I'm telling you, man, there's a couple of pieces that need to move to make that happen, and they're not out of our reach right now. It's very close.
They're not. It's just, the golden age of America depends on the rest of Americans. And right now, there's some of these cities that are so fucked up that I don't know that they want anything to do with it because it's Trump. And they're going to fucking burn if they don't make the right decisions. And it is still this anti-Trump rhetoric. People are moving out of these states and going to other states and then fucking up these states and then leaving those states in shambles. Like, that has to end as well. And it's wild to me that just because it's Trump, you don't care about America as a whole versus this one candidate or the other. I will never understand that.
It's insane, but it's even rebuked sometimes. But the good news is this is another bit of incremental change. There is, I don't know if you noticed this. We'll do this story later because we want to do the Spencer one next because it's just hilarious the way he's fucking dismantling these assholes. Yeah, he's not even a politician; he's just a guy. But just anyways, an entire state's Republican legislature just got put on notice. Indiana, they all got all of them that resisted the redistricting are fucking gone now. All of them.
Yeah, really?
Out.
All right.
Yep.
We'll read that story after the next sponsor here. The first sponsor is Ketone IQ. Ketone.com/Drinkin Bros for 30% off your subscription. Plus a free gift over there. I take a shot of Ketone IQ every morning. I killed the box this morning. It's dead. I was going to hold it up, but I think it threw it in the trash, Bob. Sorry, Bob. You were a good producer. I threw the box away. That's my fault. It's my fault. But I take a shot of this every single morning before I do these podcasts. And when I go to the gym, if I'm up late writing, it's not like the shit at the gas station where you feel jittery or crashy or whatever. There's something about these goddamn ketones, man. I know a lot of people are trying to tap into it. This company, in my opinion, is the only one that's got it right so far, and they've been with us for a long time. And I literally drink a shot of this every single day, so I'm happy to ride or die with this fucking company. And we try to get things on the program that not only we love, that you would potentially love as well. And this is one of them. So besides just having a jump start to the day, or if you're crashing after work or whatever, let's say you're just working out. High performance energy backed by science. If you're out of gas mid-workout, fix the fuel. And a double-blind placebo-controlled study on trained athletes, Ketone IQ delivered 19% increase in average power during repeated sprints, 13% peak power versus placebo, 10% less fatigue, 5-time increase in blood ketones within 20 minutes. Their partnerships are endless. Tour de France, the Olympics, everything, man. They've got everybody, I feel like. And also, this was developed through a $6 million research contract with the Department of Defense. Born from battlefield science, built for peak performance. Visit ketone.com/Drinkin Bros for 30% off your subscription order. Plus, receive a free gift with your second shipment. Or find Ketone IQ at Target stores nationwide and get your first shot for free. Cheers to Ketone. Next up, can Spencer Pratt actually be the next mayor of Los Angeles? Well, we have seen the ad campaigns, which has been amazing. Now, we finally got to hear him in a debate last night. Dan and I worked pretty late, and then I headed home. I was stunned to see the mayor debate for Los Angeles televised live on CNN last night. I cannot remember that in my lifetime because I lived there for 15 years. So you're looking at four different cycles. I don't think I've ever seen the mayor debate televised on CNN.
Now, you usually see that like on local NBC,
Yes.
usually,
Yep.
and then you'll see it on like maybe on C-SPAN as a replay at 2 a.m. or something like that. But having it live on national TV is a new thing. But for a number of reasons. One, it's a really big deal. It's one of our most important cities that we've let fucking it's in shambles right now, just like New York. New York obviously always gets national press because it's New York, but LA is so fucked up and has been so poorly managed, and now thousands of people have literally lost everything as a result of it. It's one thing to be like, have pockets of people getting preyed upon and this and that and budget deficits and all this shit. It's another thing for thousands of people to literally lose all of their shit, right? So now the stakes are in, and people are like, all right, let's see who these people are. And the last thing mid-wit fucking leftist retards like Karen Bass and this Nithya Raman want is more attention, right? We saw Karen Bass with a microphone on her face before. You remember that?
Getting off that plane.
She's like, what do you mean I was supposed to be in the city while it was burning down and not Africa? You know what I mean? So like the more exposure these people get, the better it is for Spencer fucking Pratt and the people of Los Angeles, by the way, because he actually gives a shit because he's an actual person from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And obviously in contrast, the worse it gets for these two absolute fucking mongoloids who have no business in government whatsoever. There's so many like smart, well-educated, wealthy people in LA. The fact that these two idiots are even in the race is mind-blowing to me. There's so many people that live in LA that would be great mayors. Right?
Oh yeah,
like the billionaire dude that ran last time.
He would have been fantastic. He would have been fantastic.
I mean, Jesus Christ, the fact that this keeps going is insane. Hopefully now that thousands of people have literally lost everything because of incompetence, they'll get their fucking shit together.
Yeah, I think, but we'll see.
Because
And
LA used to be the fucking shit. Before
I know.
2015, LA was
on the come up, dude. Yes,
it was one of the top 5 cities in this country,
and
that I liked.
I felt safe.
I love Chicago. Yeah, I love going to Chicago. I love going to New York. I love going to LA. Seattle still sucked, to be honest. It's all gloomy and shit up there. But LA, Chicago, New York, I used to fucking love going.
San Francisco.
Yeah,
God damn, I love San Francisco. I know, San Francisco has been like 2010, maybe. I was just going to say that exact date because I think I saw the Braves there in the playoffs in 08.
Yeah.
So
2010, actually.
Oh, was it 2010?
Yeah.
Oh, so dude, so I was there for that, Bob. I took a.
Oh, were you at the Rick Ankiel game?
No, I was not at the Rick Ankiel game.
Okay.
It was the Braves won. It was like 15-3. It was awesome. Giants fans, by the way, are fucking violent. I was in center field. Jesus Christ, dude. And those, they want to pretend they're liberal. That is. It was violence from the opening get. We hit like 3 home runs in the first inning.
Sports is beautiful in that it really strips away politics and everyone becomes a violent psychopath.
Yes.
It's
That's right.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, they were throwing shit at me, everything. And so it was then, and it was amazing, beautiful. I took a fucking cable car from my hotel all the way downtown. Everybody was happy. It was clean. Like, I zero issues with San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I used to. And then it just, you can see how quickly a city can turn, which is why with LA, in my personal opinion, having lived there for 15 years, it is this fucking race. If you do not get this right, you are fucked. This is going to be 4 years of this person, or what is it, 2? Is it 2 or 4 for mayor? I always forget.
4.
4. If it's 4, you are fucked, LA. Please make the right decision. Bob, go to your Twitter DMs and play this first clip from last night. While you're looking for that, here's what I loved about this. You're going to love the frat boy nature of this because it's like the fact that he even has to run is crazy to me. The fact that he is running and doing well is even crazier. But like this reminded me of me if I was running in an election for mayor in any town in America. These 2 women were so fucking stunned last night. At one point, she goes, I don't even know what's going on or how to answer that. And all he was being was truthful the entire night. While these fucking women bickered back and forth and didn't answer a single fucking question. He answered every single question without batting a fucking eyelash. Play this first clip right here. This was beyond a pay-per-view event for UFC or anything last night. It was that entertaining, and I got locked into it all night. Press play.
Robin acts like she doesn't have any authority with this homelessness. She was the 3rd most powerful person in city council. She runs the homeless housing thing. She acts like this is just Mayor Bass. First off, inside safe, I like to say inside safe makes all of us outside unsafe. The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robin's plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth. These ideas cost us over $400 million to house for 70, what did you say? 3,000 people for $400 million is an absolute failure for both of them. They're a team.
So, Councilmember Rahman, you have 30 seconds to respond.
I want to just say to everybody who's watching today, you're going to watch today as Mayor Bass and Spencer Pratt attack me because they want to run against each other in the general election. Each of them thinks that running against each other is what's going to help them win. And they don't want to run against me because my ideas, which are based on real results in my district, which are based on real data, a real analysis of the system, and a focus on accountability and using every dollar as effectively as possible, which we have done in my district. I want to take this citywide. This is why this is happening today.
Councilmember Rahman, we're out of time. I'm going to give each of you 30 seconds to respond to this.
I would
Mr.
love
Pratt,
to
I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to go to Mayor Bass.
First off, Mayor Bass and I are definitely not working together. I blame this person for burning my house and my parents' house and my town and all my neighbors down. I am not working with Mayor Bass. Second off, if I wanted to run against anybody, it would be the council member who is terrible. Mayor Bass has at least been a mayor for almost 4 years and has as she talked about earlier, the unions, all the unions endorsed Mayor Bass. You think it's easier to run against the incumbent mayor with all the unions or a random city council member who's been a failure for 6 years? I would much rather run against Councilwoman Rahman. Thank you very much.
Very much, Mr. Pratt. So,
I mean, I watched this last night. I'm like, holy shit. This is incredible. And then it kept going. I was like, all right, I'm all in. Bob, play this next clip here. Again, this reminds me of what I would do in an election. And the stunned look on their face, they just had no idea what was coming next. And you could tell the Indian chick who's been billed as the next female Mamdani, and she is. She's a fucking socialist con artist. She had her prepared answers in advance, her team and everything else. All of it was set. And then that went out the fucking window with every answer that Spencer Pratt had. Play the next one, Bob. If the internet's slow, you can just queue up the next one over and over again. There's going to be a few. This guy was on fire last night.
This is a yes or no question and answer. So there's an LA council member. He wants voters to decide. He is saying that non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass?
It depends. It's not a yes or no.
Oh, God.
Well, first of all, when you say non-citizens, it doesn't mean they're here illegal. It doesn't mean they're undocumented. They could have green cards. They could be here perfectly legal. And there's a lot of states and cities that do that on very, very local elections. We have to see what the councilman is proposing.
Councilmember Bremen.
Yeah, I would say, again, it does depend. In other places, school boards have non-citizens,
yes or no?
Non-citizens who vote
Mr. Pratt, I have a question for you. You told NBC News.
Yep.
This is a yes.
Yep. That is politics in a nutshell last night. This is a yes or no question, is what the moderator asked. The only one who gave a yes or no answer on that entire panel was Spencer Pratt.
You can't do that though, right? They did it right at the they always do it right at the DNC debates. And to say, raise your hand if you believe X. No commentary. Does everybody raise your hand or keep your hand down? Should illegal immigrants get health care, for example? Every single Democrat on stage raised their hand. Remember that?
Oh, so you can avoid an answer? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because otherwise they're just going to fucking yep. That's an inexperienced
interesting.
Guy
Yeah. Because, but I'll say this as a voter, like if I was still living in Los Angeles and I got 3 candidates up on stage, one of them answers the fucking question, that's the dude who doesn't have anything to hide. Like, sorry, it is. Bob, go to the next clip.
Non-citizens.
This is a yes or no question.
That's the next one I sent you.
So there's
Twitter. Just go to your Twitter DMs. Yep. Pop it up. I just keep loading that up.
Yeah, I did. I just hit the wrong one.
That's all right.
Here you go.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Got a week left, Bob.
I know.
I'm kidding.
How many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robin's plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth.
There, because that was the key phrase there. They're going to stab you in the neck. And it's true. She lives in a $3 million mansion up there. Go down. I know where the Harbor Freeway is. Please go down there and just spend a night or just hang out after, let's call it 6 p.m. under the Harbor Freeway and see what happens when you walk up to these fucking people and say, hey, come with me. Get in my car. I've got a bed for you. They will fucking stab you in the neck. Now, I was very stunned that he said that phrase last night, but let's face it. He's not an experienced politician. He's just a dude who got his fucking house burned down. Because the audience, if you could hear them, Dan, were gasping at that phrase where, sorry, if you actually live there, you know that's the truth. And it was awesome to see it. No, none of those fucking people have ever been there. They're not going to spend 1 second underneath there. And he's completely right. Bob, go to the next clip that I sent you.
The next one's the same one.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, he was invoking the name of Irina Zarutska without saying it, right? That's why he used that particular phrase. I don't think he was trying to.
Oh, gotcha.
Really put a graphic image in anybody's head, but in a major U.S. city, Charlotte, which by the way, the mayor just resigned today.
Really?
Ahead of some scandal or another. I'm not sure what it is yet, but definitely resigned today. We'll get to that story later.
Well, hey, you heard what happened to that? The guy's not going to face trial because he's insane or something like that? Some bullshit?
That's part of it, yeah, but I think there's more going on. I think there's some kind of legal scandal behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, that's what he was talking about, that poor woman that got stabbed in the fucking neck.
Oh, gotcha. So all the footage I had seen, it was blurred out. So I didn't know if she got stabbed in the chest or the neck or whatever.
Neck.
Now that makes more sense. Okay. And then Bob, play the next clip here regarding the wildfires.
Fire, you lost your neighborhood. How does that really color your view of what needs to happen at this point? And how does that help others moving forward?
Yes, thank you for the question. To the Mayor Karen Bass's, the 1,000 firefighters that were available, but there was no engines for them because of the $17 million that Chief Crowley had asked the mayor for 9 weeks before, and Mayor Karen Bass denied it. So they may have been available, but they didn't have the equipment they needed. Not to mention Janice Quinones, who Mayor Karen Bass put into her position of power at the LA DWP. She drained both of these reservoirs that these firefighters needed to put out these fires. A lot of people will talk about climate change and hurricane force winds. The winds in the Pacific Palisades never reached higher than 40 miles per hour. For those first 6 hours, they didn't go above 27 miles per hour. So without those two reservoirs filled with 117 million gallons and 5 million gallons, these firefighters had to fly all the way to Malibu and Encino to get water. So that, to me, is the most dangerous thing that the mayor put us up against.
Mr. Pratt, a follow-up here, though. What would you do moving forward that would make this better 2 years from now if we face the same situation?
Well, first off, as mayor, I will never drain the reservoirs that we need for wildfire protection. There's this conspiracy now that they're empty, that they were for drinking water. But if you research it, they were actually made for wildfire protection. As mayor, I'm going to add 20 dip sites all around the communities connecting to pools. So God forbid the water system goes down again. These dip sites that will be connected to individuals' pools will fill up for the helicopters to have water.
Mayor Bass, do you have a response to that?
Yeah, absolutely. He's saying several things that are completely inaccurate. First of all, there was one reservoir that was out of commission. He is correct. 1 million years ago, it was for wildfires, but over the last 30, 40 years, it's been for drinking water. He talked about the winds. That is just completely inaccurate. If that were accurate, then the planes would have been able to fly. And so the winds reached close to 100 miles an hour, and the planes were unable to fly. So if there were reservoirs, if that reservoir had been open, it would not have worked. We had two other reservoirs totaling 8 billion gallons that were available. But could not fly.
Yes, she mentioned me. So she's an incredible liar. Everyone on their phones, Google it. 40 weather stations in the Pacific Palisades. It never went above 40 miles per hour. She is referencing the Altadena fire.
I have to interrupt you. No name calling,
She just
please.
lied, though.
Yeah, but no name calling.
She called me a liar.
I don't believe.
Oh God! But she just lied though. Can I not call her a liar? Yes, you are lying. 100-mile-an-hour wind. That would qualify as a hurricane. What, a Cat 2, right? Isn't it 75 to 100 is a Cat 1, and then 100 plus is Cat 2? Like,
I think it's 1 to 120 or something like that. I don't remember.
So no, that didn't happen. And like these people lying to our faces. Finally, a guy just got up there and goes, "But she's a liar. Like, why can't I say
the
this?"
highest, I'm looking at the news reports now. The highest it ever got was 38 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's from the National Weather Service, like 38.
And Gary and Joel were there.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, well, not that day. We're talking about that day. It wasn't until like he was talking about the first 6 hours. It wasn't until like way later that it got up to 64, or 60, excuse me, in Malibu, but not in Pacific Palisades.
No, Malibu's right on the ocean. So like, when those Santa Anita winds come in, or Santa Ana, excuse me, thinking about horse racing. God damn it, that Kentucky Derby win was awesome last weekend. But when they come in like that, yeah, it comes in off the coast, extremely strong, and it can come out of nowhere and all that other shit. Palisades are off the ocean, into the hills, so no. She is just an absolute fucking liar. If you're in Los Angeles, I urge you to fucking vote for Spencer Pratt. Now, I know you guys have been asking when's he going to be on the show. He was supposed to be. Rogan ran long. I have been in direct contact with Spencer, and we will try to get him on the show as fast as he can. His thing, though, is he's going viral so fast with all of these clips and everything else. Like, I mean, the Today Show and all that other shit is calling for him. Like, it's just an honest dude, which is hard to say, you know, given his background as a reality star, that's who got his fucking house burned down. His mom got his house burned down. And if you watch the video, because Karen Bass made a retort video of like, it's a grift. He had this, Airstream put on the property with a crane and all that other shit. He did it for his mom because his mom got her house burned down. And then he posted the video with her inside the trailer home. She was crying for 2.5 minutes. She had literally lost everything. If you think this person isn't a real person, I highly urge you to go and watch that video with him and his mom inside that trailer. It's fucking heartbreaking. And yeah, man, I haven't seen somebody rise like this so fast in an election that is honest. Besides Trump, I guess. I mean, this is the first time. Now, will LA do the right thing? No. They'll elect this dumb Indian woman and set their fucking city on fire. And should you do it right before the Olympics? Absolutely fucking not. That would be the worst mistake for that city and for the country because we are representing the world in 2028. So fuck off. And I hope they don't vote for her. But if you believe the polls, she is way up right now over Spencer Pratt. We will find out. Early voting has started now. If you're in Los Angeles or LA County, please go out and vote. The actual primary is, I believe, the first week of June. So please go out and vote in that election, or you're going to lose Los Angeles forever. I can promise you. It is that important. It'll go into our next sponsor here, and that's Ridge. Love Ridge. Ridge.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. Going to get you 10% off. I love Ridge. I've got their wallets now. I've got their power banks. I've got their fucking luggage. Is there anything else, Bob, that I'm missing from? Oh, I got the key holder. Jesus Christ.
Oh, they've got, you said luggage, right? Their luggage is really good.
It is the best luggage I've ever. I know it's weird to say luggage, for Christ's sakes, but I bought my wife the, Bob, if you pull up the luggage, I'll show you the ones I got her for Christmas. So I got her those green ones up there. And because the other ones were sold out, to be honest with you. The OD green ones, those ones right there. The other ones are sold out. Beautiful, indestructible. They've got a lock on them. Anything you could possibly want in luggage. And again, I know this sounds weird, but they were so great that I went back and bought some before my fucking move. I got the orange ones, the bright orange ones, so that way it's separated. And because we travel so much, and I'm dumb personally, just seeing that bright orange piece of luggage roll down the fucking thing, at least I know it's mine and I can be on with my day. So if you're dumb like me, take the dumbness out of yourself, dude, and buy the bright orange one. As far as wallets go, they got every single college there is, NFL team now. They've signed with everybody, and the power bank is unbelievable, dude. I think I used that. I was in Pennsylvania for New York for 5 days, something like that, 4 or 5 days, and it never ran out of juice. I don't think it ran out of juice once. So yeah, dude, these guys are the best there is. It reminds me of like the old school Brookstone in the mall where you're just like, all the shit is fucking dope. And another site you'll be on forever, just perusing through everything. Cannot recommend it enough. And anything you can possibly dream there, luggage to power banks to wallets to all that shit is there. And it's available in every single thing they do. And when they ship it to your house, by the way, even the shipping's rad because it's all folded up into one. So you're like, oh, all right, cool. And then there's this. And then there's this. I feel like it goes on the Price is Right. I love this company. I will stand by this company forever. Matte Olive is the name of the color, and Base Camp Orange. Those are the two that I personally have. One thing to pack, 5 ways to power. You can find Ridge's power bank at Best Buy now. Oh, way to go. Shit, shout out to Ridge. That's hard. That's a great deal for them. Good. Buy it at Best Buy if you're there. However, you're not going to get 10% off. But for our listeners, you can get 10% off at ridge.com by using the code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use the code Drinkin Bros, and you're all set. Now, after you purchase, it does ask where you heard about it or whatever. Please just say the Drinkin Bros podcast. This is a advertiser that I want on forever. These products I will stand by, and I use them every single day. My wife uses the backpack every day. So please, stay on forever, dude. And again, Elon, if you're out there and you want to sponsor the goddamn show, I'll ride or die for your fucking company too. Next up, Indiana repubes dropping like flies. President Donald Trump vowed revenge when the Republican supermajority in the Indiana State Senate embarrassed him in December, voting down Trump's demands to redraw the state's congressional maps to help the party win 2 more seats. In Tuesday's primary, he got it. The president scored decisive victories in a slate of state primaries in the solidly red Midwestern state. Another sign that his immense grip on the Republican Party remains rock solid. How many of these fuckers were out of there? What happened?
I don't even remember, 5 or 7 or something. Every single one of them's gone now, though. And it's really funny. One dude was crying on TV. One was like, "Oh, you got to vote your." We were voting for the constituents. Like, no, you weren't, because They just told you to go fuck yourself, guy. And increasingly, people are saying that this is the way it's going to be. South Carolina is going to push theirs through. I think Alabama is going to push theirs through. Louisiana is going to push theirs through. It seems like we're going to get somewhere between 14 and 18 new Republican districts for the 6 that Virginia might get. TBD on Virginia's. It looks like Virginia's might get kicked back because they didn't follow their own constitutional process, but it looks... to me, the most likely scenario is there's, to be honest, I think the Virginia ones will go through, but I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't. I just think they will because of politics. But 6 of those, and then 14 for the Republicans, which is a +8 in seats for the Republicans, and possibly as high as 18. I know it's already been blocked in Virginia, but I think it might go back through. We'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, I think it could go as high if some of the other states are able to push things through. It could go as high as 18 seats for Republicans, which would be a +12, which, by the way, that's 12 minus 12 for Democrats and +12 for Republicans. So it's a 24 vote swing basically. And as you may have read recently as well, the Republicans are clearly now on track to maintain the Senate as well. So you give Trump another 2 years with the Senate and the House, and they're gonna put 2 new Supreme Court justices in, and it's probably gonna be Cruz and DeSantis, frankly. We'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah. Look, that's the dream, obviously, and I hope it happens, certainly. But again, we'll go back to the Iran story at the top of the show. You solve that quickly enough before these midterms, and I think you're good to go. I also am with you on what you said earlier about the economic potential prosperity. I believe in that as well, and I'm seeing that and hearing that out in the market with some of the higher up people. Obviously, doesn't stop the day-to-day pain that we're going through right now, but I think if we just stay the course, it'll shake itself out at some point, and
it's coming. Yeah.
I hope so.
Breaking news on Iran, by the way. There is a massive oil spill across right next to Karg Island, which is where 90% of Iran's oil flows. I don't know what happened.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
But at the time of detection, multiple tankers were simultaneously loading at Karg Island. So remember, they've been using these old decommissioned tankers to load oil onto just so they can store it because they have nowhere to put it anymore.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not clear yet whether the spill originated from a loading operation or one of the vessels ruptured or the terminal itself got fucked up, which would be really bad for Iran.
It'd be bad for the world right now, to be honest with you, man. There's some listeners who are like, "Why, Ross? Why don't you understand oil is a global commodity?" I do understand that. However, I wish we had enough refineries and everything else here to do it ourselves and not have to rely on these assholes. Because if this is indeed true, we'll see how bad this is in the coming days. But that'll drive oil up even higher. and they're going to
we'll see, because we just
Trump.
signed another deal today.
I hope so.
Signed another deal today. I'll get to that in a minute. But just to cap this Indiana thing, everyone in Indiana politics should have learned an important lesson today. President Trump is the single most popular Republican among Hoosier voters, and that's been made very clear. I think.
Yeah.
Because they booted everybody out.
Because we've had these special elections and all this other weird shit over the past few months, and everybody's like, it's bad for Trump, and it's like, hey, dude, these are special elections on a Saturday that nobody really knows about, and let's face it, in Virginia with Baghead winning for governor, we all knew that was going to happen, probably. That Mikey chick up in, I think, New Jersey, we all knew that was going to happen. So those weren't big surprises. Some big surprises could be coming, and that's what I'm looking out for here. And I know you're gone, by the way, but I want to get your thoughts on this, because right now, watching the Spencer Pratt debate last night, Texas is starting to hammer commercials with Cornyn and Paxton for this special election here. Now, I personally have always hated John Cornyn on this fucking show for 6 years. I hated him even more once I got here, and he's always voted against Trump. He's always voted against our border. He is a piece of shit. Have you heard anything in regards to if Paxton is ahead or Cornyn? Because I haven't, and it's weird because it's been kind of silent in Texas.
Last poll I saw had Paxton ahead, but that was just one poll.
Okay, by a lot or a little?
No, it wasn't huge.
Ugh. Has Trump endorsed anybody in that fucking race?
No.
Man, I know Paxton's got skeletons, and I realize they're going to unleash them during Democrats will probably unleash them during November. That time frame, October. Excuse me.
It won't matter. I mean, everybody.
I think so too.
The issue with
Tallarico.
So yeah, well that's a huge issue too. But
you got miles of footage on him.
Paxton's going to win the primary, and all of the stuff that they're going to drudge up against him has been public in Texas for like the last 4 or 5 years. People think he's a bit of a scumbag, but what they know is he's not fucking trying to cut kids' dicks off and say God is trans, and he's also not anti-Trump, which Cornyn is. That's it. The fucking race is over. Paxton's going to be the next senator from Texas.
I hope so.
It's not a hope thing. That's just how it works there. So I do think that in the next midterm cycle, or maybe even in the general in 28, now that Trump isn't going to be running for president again, I wouldn't be shocked to see him going into some of these states that have had leftist assholes sneaking into the Republican Party and clearing them out like he did in Indiana just now. Wouldn't be shocked for old Donnie T to stand up a Trump hotel somewhere in Austin and start campaigning against all these fucking so-called Republicans that have been infecting the Texas State House the last 5 or 6 years. That would be a very meaningful thing for him to do. He can do his national politics stuff through media. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But as far as the one place that he should plant himself during the 2028 election, it's in Texas, in my opinion, because it's in desperate need of repair.
Yeah, and Bob, I'm going to send you this clip here on Twitter. Yes, Texas is in desperate need of repair, and the property taxes, somebody's got to get this under control, man. I mean, it is wild how much these are jumping every single year, and there's no end in sight for anybody. My place is valued at more than I can actually sell it at right now, according to the Texas fucking legislators here who suck. Now, there's a story that our listeners have been sending us all week in regards to this Epic City thing. Now, we've been talking a lot about this over the course of the last 4 to 6 months with these fucking Muslims down here. Bob, pop that video up here. So here's the Epic City development that they're trying to build. This is all Muslims. Is there any volume to this? What do they got there? A little jingle? Beautiful.
Welcome to Epic 2.0.
Look at this goddamn place.
Epic City is more than just a neighborhood. It's a way of life, a meticulously designed community that brings Islam to the forefront. With single-family homes, multifamily townhomes and apartments, senior living, and in the heart a mosque and a school.
Oh man, I really want to fucking
Parks
edit
for
this.
Eid prayer,
Oh boy,
carnivals, and
I mean,
community
by the way,
events.
this is what they turned in.
We
Bob,
ask Allah to
there you
help
go.
us complete this project.
We ask Allah to help us complete this project. So, Bob, this is what they turned in. Now, obviously, we've been freaking out about it. Everybody else has been freaking out about it. How the fuck can this continue to go on? Well, I can tell you, there was a vote, and it was actually Travis County, our own fucking county that we're currently in right now. A Travis County judge ordered that Texas state agency, Texas Workforce Commission, which is also a fucking colossal goddamn scam in this entire state, and they should shut that down. They ruled in this decision that they must comply with the agreed upon terms with the developer. They said this development remains under active investigation with our federal partners at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and we're taking immediate steps to appeal this decision. That was what the agency said here. But I don't know who the fuck that judge was in Travis County, but this is what is coming to Texas, this epic city, and it stands for East Plano Islamic Community, so it's in Plano, Texas. But make no mistake about it, that acronym of Epic City is exactly what they intended to be. An epic city for Muslims, Muslims only, Sharia law, their fucking teachings of death to America inside of a fucking world with gates that nobody from the outside world can really see what the fuck is going on in there. And how a judge allowed this to go on is nuts to me. Now, obviously, the appeal is coming because of the Sharia law. Now, that was just passed in the last fucking primary thing that's, no, there couldn't be Sharia law in Texas. But Dan, if this development is allowed to go on, how do you enforce it if we don't know what the fuck's going on in there? It almost feels like a Indian reservation sitch where there's going to be separate police or community police that are there, and how do outsiders even get in?
With rifles.
Yeah,
you can't. It's illegal in this country to make a city that people can't come to. You can't stop me from coming there. And if you want to try and stop me, we're gonna have a fucking problem, brother.
But here's the thing: why not just shut down the goddamn development now before it even gets developed? Who is this judge in Travis County that allowed this to go down? I mean,
who fucking knows?
It's stunning, dude. And we're literally in Travis County here. I'm looking at Sarah Gonzalez going fucking nuts on this as well, and. Yeah, dude, they've got an event on, I'm looking at it right now. She just posted its third annual. Shit, I was unaware that this has already started. DFW Epic EID. The fuck does that mean? At Epic Park Indoor Park? Yeah, this thing is already fucked. They've got a water park here. And now it says underneath it, by the way, Dan, you'll love this writing, for Muslims only. That's it. So for Muslims only, a family-friendly environment, but for Muslims only, also it says halal food will be served with a food ticket, modest dress code. I don't know what that means. There is a private prayer area. Thank God. I was wondering where I could pray 5 times a day in the middle of the day at the water park with my fucking kids. And then at the very bottom it says closed to the public, Muslims only. It's the third annual one, so we've already had 2 of these. Jesus Christ, man. If we did this, or any race did this against another race, there would be fucking hell to pay. Ben Crump would be out there in the ACLU and oh, this is unfair and everything. Not a fucking peep. We're the only ones talking about this, apparently, and on television. Nobody's saying a goddamn word on local news here. So have fun, dude. Have fun in your hijabs down there. If that's what you really want, congratulations. But
yeah, but this is already, I mean, immediately the fact it's interesting that nobody's challenged this in a significant way in the courts yet, because there's already settled Supreme Court law on this. As a matter of fact, it came from the Democratic Party, Justice David Souter, and I believe, I'd have to look, but I believe it was 1996, and it was over an enclave of Hasidic Jews in New York who wanted to kind of develop a neighborhood that only Hasidic Jews were allowed in. You had to obey dress code, you had to obey customs, and blah, blah, blah. And the majority court found, but Souter wrote the opinion, the majority opinion, that not only does the Establishment Clause protect freedom of religion, but also freedom from religion. That's where the organization Freedom from Religion came from. And he used the phrase something like, not only does it protect freedom of religion, but also freedom from religion. And, or it says the government can't, not only can the government not choose a particular religion or establish a particular religion, it also cannot establish religion over irreligion, right? So regardless of what the religion is, any sort of local government, whether it be real or de facto, can establish religious rules in an area. It's against the Constitution, and the Supreme Court ruled on it 30 years ago already. That's done. So as soon as this goes to court, that Supreme Court case will get invoked and it'll be done. They'll have to shut that whole thing down. Not necessarily the development, but any kind of like modesty clause or fucking for Muslims only. The fact that they say for Muslims only right there disqualifies the entire development, right?
It should, but
it's not should. It does legally.
I mean, but this is according to this water park event here. Now, I would assume they're smart enough to not put Muslims only for the development plan, but I don't know. The legislation. The legislators in this state on both sides are unbelievably shitty, and they're just cowards. They're afraid to take a stand against this. That's all, because they're worried they're going to get bad press from it. But you know where you're not going to get bad press for telling Muslims to get the fuck out? Texas. I know. So why not come out and say that as a candidate and be like, man, fuck these people, get them out of here. Texas, of all states, would be like, yes, let's get these fucking people out of here. But I forget who said it, who was a listener who came in, but they said, hey, dude, there's a lot of Republicans who are actually just Democrats who are just switching the fucking letter and nobody notices during voting. And you're right. In some of these smaller districts and all this shit, people don't know. Or, even these backgrounds, shit. Let's take this Indian chick in L.A. who's running for mayor. I've never fucking heard of this woman, ever. And apparently she's up in the polls. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know. And I
found it. It was the Kiryas, Kiryas Joel Village School District in New York, and they tried to create a school district that specifically catered to a village of ultra-Orthodox Jews, and the Supreme Court told them to go fuck themselves.
Well, this is going to have to probably go all the way up to the Supreme Court.
No. The case law is already established.
But then why did the Travis County judge let this go?
Oh, because as soon as it goes to a district court, it'll get struck down.
I think this is a district court.
No, that's a county court. That's a state court. This has to get challenged in federal court because they're violating federal law.
Is this, Bob? Is that Travis County one a federal one?
I mean, there is a federal court in Austin, but it's not. If he said Travis County judge, that's a state judge.
Okay, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But there will be a district court in Austin for sure because it's a state capital.
Yeah.
And as soon as it goes to that district court, I don't even think it'll make it to the circuit court, to be honest. As soon as it goes to that district court, they'll strike it down, and the circuit court above them will not even take the case. They'll reject the case entirely because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and they need to not only shut that shit down, but if you want to drop a JDAM on there and say it was a mistake, I don't know anybody in the state of Texas who would have a problem with that.
I heard that Epic was 2 weeks away from developing a nuclear weapon, so but I'm not a doctor, so what do I know?
Yeah, and look, the good news for Trump is you don't have to change the T-shirts. It's still Operation Epic Fury.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Next up, USA, baby!
Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, I've got an announcement to make.
Good.
So tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Colette Davis, who is Jared's fiance, she's a professional drift car driver.
Okay.
Formula Drift Pro Spec. On Formula Drift YouTube channel, live tomorrow at 4 p.m., she's going to be racing.
That's dope.
I told him I would let everybody know. Yeah, it's that. If you've never watched drift racing before, it's crazy as shit. Do you remember when?
Oh, man, it's wild.
Yeah, do you remember when that dude came to the Black Rifle office in San Antonio? And so our office in San Antonio was this big-ass building, and right across in the same parking lot right across from it is a medical facility.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude and all these, we shared a parking lot, right?
Yep.
And this dude is literally drifting in one of Jared's drift cars around all of the doctors' cars and shit like that, just like up and down the fucking aisles. Is the funniest shit I've ever seen. But these guys are incredible drivers. And it's really fun to watch.
I got in the car with them, not only at Black Rifle, but at Jared's house. Do you know he built that circular track there? And when they were drifting, and I'm like, man, they're coming. Their accuracy is coming between, I don't know, 6 to 12 inches from the walls. Like, that's how insane these fucking drivers are, and it's nuts,
really fun,
man. But it's scary as shit being inside of it. Did you get one of those things with them?
Oh yeah, well I've been in. So Texas Dave built something called the Crown Driftoria, and it's a drift car made out of a Crown Vic, which is fucking stupid because that car is not built for that at all. And he'll take you on that outdoor track over east of the airport there, near where Coda is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been out there or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll take you on the outdoor track out there, and he's like fucking ripping jumps and drifting and shit while commentating in an Australian accent. It's really a one-of-one experience. There's nowhere else in the world you can get that. So there you go.
Yeah, that drifting shit is fun as hell, man. But it's, man, I one time the car went up on 2 wheels, and I was like, yo, and he goes, we're good. I was like, okay, cool, man. You're better in cars than I am. I think you beat everyone when we went racing in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, driving it's just like, you know, it's the feel. I'll tell you this, go learn to drive a boat, and then you'll be a much better race car driver, just because the anticipation and momentum that you have to figure out to be able to drive a boat properly. That really helped me, is learning how to drive a boat, to be honest.
My biggest worry is, now that I got this thing, this Cybertruck thing, is like, dude,
You're not drifting in that.
No, I'm not drifting in that, but two, I don't know, like, when you press a button to drive you everywhere and it brakes for you and all that other shit and just goes to speed limits, I don't know how you drive a real car again after that. Like, that's my biggest fear, where I'm like, well, shit, dude, I'm so used, like, after a day I'm used to it, where I'm just like, start driving, yep, go to this location and we're there. By the way, it parks for you too, and it parks face out, like a man should, where you're just like, God damn, all right, perfect.
We call it combat parking, but yeah.
Fucking hell, bro. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I don't, because somebody's, Bob, was it your mom? Or your mother-in-law? Father-in-law who has one, and it's just like, yeah, dude, you just press the button and go, and you're addicted to it.
Bob, your mother-in-law's got a drift car?
No, a Tesla.
My father-in-law's a Tesla.
Oh, I see.
It'd be great if he did. That'd be awesome. But yeah, he just presses the button, right? That's it.
Yep.
You're just like, yep, I'm here. Cool. Freaked me the fuck out last night, but goddamn if it isn't true. Next up, USA, baby! In a powerful demonstration of America's economic dominance and global appeal, 2 major indicators released this week underscore a surging U.S. economy, unprecedented worldwide demand for the U.S. dollar, and a record-breaking energy exports. Offshore U.S. dollar deposits held in banks outside the United States have climbed to an all-time high of approximately $14.5 trillion, according to fresh market data. The figure represents a staggering 220% increase from the roughly $4.5 trillion held at the beginning of the century. For context, offshore euro deposits outside the Eurozone total $3.5 trillion, less than a quarter of the dollar total. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve and the U.S. commercial banks hold over $19 trillion domestically, meaning offshore dollar deposits now equal about 43% of all U.S. domestic bank deposits. No other currency comes close to this level of global penetration. Pun intended.
Yeah, so
there.
all of the U.S. dollar is going away. It's in trouble. Blah 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 blah. Go back and see who was saying that, and then know for an absolute certainty that that person is dumb and they have no idea what they were talking about. They were doomsayers, repeating doomsayer propaganda bullshit. They had no idea what they were talking about. Now, there's incredibly high global demand for the dollar right now, and not just for the dollar itself. Trade settlements, commodity contracts to corporate balance sheets, safe haven flows, nations and institutions worldwide are parking more and more of their fucking money in the U.S. dollar, and it's growing every fucking month. Every month. And by the way, rates are going to come down later this month.
Yeah.
So it's going to be even more.
That was my next question.
Excuse me. Two things just happened today. One, Mercedes-Benz just announced a $4 billion investment into their Alabama manufacturing plant to avoid tariffs. Boom. Tariffs won again, you fucking liberal cucks. And then two, Trump just signed an executive order today reviving the Keystone XL pipeline for the new Bridger pipeline expansion. So we're going to be bringing even more of that heavy crude oil down from Canada to the Gulf shore to produce, to refine and send out to the world for jet fuel and other energy and stuff like that. So, keep fucking blackpilling about what's going on in the U.S. And then in addition to that, compounding this very bullish picture, and also on oil, U.S. oil experts have surged to an historic high of 8.2 million barrels per day, according to the latest figures shared by prediction market platform Polymarket.
There you go.
And confirmed by the Energy Information Administration data. This milestone cements America's position as a top-tier global energy superpower, generating massive export revenues, strengthening the trade balance, and powering economic growth across the energy sector. These two things together, these developments together, paint a very clear picture of a booming United States economy. We're having affordability issues right now with meat specifically, with gas specifically, and with housing specifically. When energy costs come down over the next month or two, everything will start to solidify under this plan that Trump's had. And at the same time, by the way, record oil exports demonstrate the tangible payoff of U.S. energy independence and production prowess. We are having just this massive economic growth period right now. Remember, we experienced 4.5% growth in 2025. We're expecting more next year, right? And then with rates coming down and our interest payments on our debt coming down, we're going to continue paying off debt. I'm telling you, economists are saying that strength in both the financial and energy spheres at the same time creates this what they call a virtuous cycle. A strong dollar keeps borrowing costs manageable and attracts capital from other countries and from foreign companies that want to do business here, compounded by the fact that we're charging them tariffs if they don't produce domestically, right? Which helps reshore manufacturing. I've been telling you this stuff for the better part of a year now. These two things happen at the same time. Make the trade support our trade deficit, reinforce our leverage on the world stage, which means Trump can do more Don Road doctrine stuff, which is like limited military strikes if necessary, but heavy economic sanctions that actually work, by the way. When we were levying economic sanctions against Iran during Obama and during Biden, they were fucking meaningless because Iran could fucking generate its own revenue anytime it wanted to, and there's nothing we could do about it, right? Mm-hmm. Now we control more oil than they do, right? We're catching up to OPEC as an entire unit now. So these two things specifically, the message is unmistakable. The U.S. economy isn't just holding its own. It's thriving, exporting both currency and energy at unprecedented scales. The BRICS thing is over. The fucking Middle East domination of global oil is over. It's over. All these things are over now. So the question is, you mentioned something about it before, what's going to happen as a result of this? The left is going to continue trying to fucking naysay everything, and so are the fucking the right-wing people who are pretending to be. The left-wing people who are pretending to be right. All those people are. This is. We need to. When I say we, I mean just people who are in this industry, in public information industry, but also the administration. I will complain that they're not doing a good job. They're just not doing a good job of telling people this. Where did you hear? Did you hear anywhere else in all of media that these two specific things, that our currency and our energy, are dominating the world right now? Have you heard that in any major news organization?
No.
The reason you haven't is because the administration hasn't held a press conference and fucking said so. All they need to do is have Scott Bessent and Marco Rubio on the same show and explain these things, specifically how they're working and why we did things the way that we've done them. Now, maybe they're waiting for closer to the campaign season to use it as fuel so it doesn't get boring to people. And if they're doing that, fine, right? Whatever.
I think my honest opinion why they're not is because gas prices are so high. By going out there and saying this before they drop, people won't believe them. And I think it's actually a smart move. So wait for gas prices to fall and then put this messaging out there, and I think you'll be great. Now, in regards to the interest rates, I've had this day circled on my calendar for almost a year here when Jerome Powell's going to get the fuck out of there. It's in 8 days. 8 days. Actually, the day that we're leaving Texas. 8 days. And holy shit. That's if I wasn't driving cross country, I'd get unbelievably wasted. But is this new guy definitely going to drop interest rates? And then also Jerome Powell said he's going to stay on the board, and it's a board of 7. Could he be a swing vote in any of these fucking decisions? And what he's doing, by the way, by staying on the board is unprecedented. Nobody's ever fucking done this before.
Yeah, I don't know what Jerome Powell's going to do. I know that Trump would not have nominated this guy unless he was planning on reducing rates.
That's what I think. So does he come in, though, the first day and do it? Like, how does that exactly work? Or is it the week after? It feels like,
I don't know. I mean, it
depends
on how things go, right? Like the consumer, if you've read anything, again, this is something that you have to go looking for, unfortunately, because nobody does a good job of informing people anymore. But if you go out and look at all the projections for consumer confidence in the U.S. right now, even with gas prices, they're fucking super high. Consumer confidence is way over what you would expect for $450 gas. It's like 68, 70% right now. So gas comes down even a little bit, down into the fucking high 3s. And you're talking about that going into the 70s. There's absolutely no reason that rates should not be reduced right now.
I agree.
So
the next the next meeting for rate reduction is June 16th, 17th.
Okay. So they
can move that up, but I think they probably, to your point, wait for the gas prices to come back down before they do it.
Okay.
Because you're maximizing your effect. It's like running a concurrent marketing campaign. Like, hey, I'm going to get a bunch of eyeballs right now, so let's wait for that announcement. So when everybody's actually watching, I think that probably makes more sense, frankly. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I hope so because I agree with you. Like, if this guy comes in and drops rates, gas prices go down, you can turn this whole goddamn narrative around in 38 days. And I just wonder, other than politics, why Jerome Powell would stay on that fucking board. He's got to be old as shit too, right? Like, how old is that?
I don't know. Guy? I mean, honestly, he's still going to face some kind of disciplinary action for what he pulled with the building.
No, they dropped it. And you know what?
For now.
Well, you know why? It was Tom Tillis said he would not vote Trump's guy in. That fucking piece of shit old man out of North Carolina, actually, who's retiring. He's retiring in November.
Said,
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to hold up your vote.
There's been no charges filed and dropped officially yet, and certainly no court case, which means statute of limitations is not up, and also there's no double jeopardy in effect. As soon as somebody replaces Tillis, charges are coming.
I hope so.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
God.
As soon as and maybe that's why he's staying on the board, to try to stay public. And have some influence so he can try to blackmail the administration, but that ain't gonna work, buddy.
No, I fucking hope so. Jesus Christ, because the rates would be amazing for everything: housing, cars, all of it, credit cards, everything across the board. And the day he leaves, how old is he, by the way, Bob? I'm sorry,
73.
73. That's it. God damn. And because the bitch of it is, like, rich motherfuckers like that live forever. A fucking dude will live to be 90-something, 95. It'd be like Warren Buffett, where you're like, how are you still alive? You know? There's something about it, dude. I think they're cracking baby skulls. Just fucking drinking out of infant skulls. Filling it up, dude. Filling up that young blood, brother. Next up, 2A news. Supreme Court ultimately will legalize the AR-15 semi-automatic rifle throughout the U.S., according to Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dilhoun. That's a fucking interesting name. Dylan. D-H? What is the fucking H silent? What? I mean, why'd they spell it like that? Why'd you spell
I don't know. Her name is Harmeet. What do you expect?
Fucking, here's what I want. Jill Smith. I just want to read. Jill Smith said today for Assistant Attorney General. Jesus Christ, man. Dylan made the prediction after the Justice Department filed a lawsuit this week against the city of Denver over its long-standing assault weapons restrictions, arguing the ordinance violates the constitutional rights of law-abiding Americans. I will defer to you on this one here. I believe this is what Derek Wolf was campaigning against up in Colorado, correct?
Yeah, so they already struck down Colorado's gay little ban, and the mayor and governor are like, oh, we're going to fight this. Well, you can't fight the Supreme Court, bitch. Yeah, and the Supreme Court appears posed, I think, sometime in May or June, depending. I'm not sure when the opinion gets released, but usually the administration will announce this a week ahead of time. So I'm expecting kind of next week that this so-called assault rifle ban is completely eliminated by the Supreme Court, and any state or city that continues exercising it in the U.S. will be in trouble, right? Like that's not a thing. And it's another chip in the armor. I think that there's probably going to be some discussion of permitting next. So you technically people are still violating the law in New York, Connecticut, and other places about requiring you to have a permit just to buy a pistol in the first place. Mm-hmm. That's not legal anymore. So I think there's going to be some more coming on that. But again, Trump and his first administration, not very good on guns. This time, they've made some pretty good progress so far. We'll see what else happens. But thanks to organizations like Gun Owners of America and people like that, Gun Policy Org, who we've had on the show, if you see fuck you know, that's them, Gun Policy. So thanks to those guys for suing the shit out of everybody, and also the Department of Justice for doing their fucking job for once and protecting actual Americans and not politicians.
Yeah. You're stunned to see it, but there was a lot of people up there in Colorado who were behind this movement and helped pushing it to the forefront. I didn't know about it until Derek Wolf told me. And sometimes it only takes a few fucking famous people just to hop on out there and say, hey, here's what's going on, for this to raise attention. And I think that's why Spencer Pratt is doing well. I also think that could be the future of politicians, to be honest with you, man. I mean, let's face it. If Derek ran in his town, he'd probably win fucking mayor, right? Like, it's just common, like these common sense people that we're seeing pop up are more and more refreshing, and they're going viral. Like, you're learning about them overnight. And this problem that I told you about earlier in the year with Republicans in this name identity thing could be solved if you give some common speeches and it goes viral. It's everybody will know your fucking name at the end of the day. I mean, let's face it, that fucking Nazi up in Maine, we should know who that fucking guy is, you know?
Yeah.
But he gave some speeches that Democrats loved. They loved so much that they're willing to elect an actual Nazi into fucking government. So, yeah, you can flip the narrative very quick. You can build name recognition and ID and all that other shit. And you can actually make a difference, like what happened here in Colorado. So, yeah, get out there and support these people. Next up is our own dude. We got drinkinbros.com merch out there. Go out and support us and support the show. Bro Box is still available right now. It's that chair, and then we got a very special t-shirt in there. Chair is the fucking bomb, dude. You guys have been asking for this for a year and a half. It's expensive. We're not even making any money off the box. We just wanted to do it. Summertime's here. Everybody's going out to parties, pools, rivers, and the lakes that they used to, according to obviously our favorite group of all time, RIP, Left Eye Lopez. And yeah, dude, we got the beach shirts up there. We got, the cell phone cases are dope, dude. I got the Crime Corner one. It's my wife up there, but got shows blowing up, Citizen phone cases, Leering Center shirts have always been on fire. And then something you wanted us to bring back, and even that guy at Tesla, Eric Nichols, was like, hey, do you have any of the old designs? And I go, yes, actually we do. So we've got a section of all the classic shirts that are back, including Pork of the Sea and all that other stuff on the websites. Support us and support the show by going to drinkinbros.com. You can also submit for Drinking Bro of the Week over there.
Wait, before you say the Drinking Bro of the Week.
Yeah. No, we've got more stories. Yeah, but
okay, good. Gino, I was going to say, you can also support us by supporting our friends.
Yeah.
Gino Bisconti is in the chat. He is a total scumbag.
I love him. What's up, Gino?
And I love Gino. We love Dave Landau. We love Gerard Michaels.
Yep.
There's a bunch of people that we've had on the show over the years in Texas a lot. That we'll keep trying to have on here. Maybe it's a bit different. There's a comedy club here too, but yeah, a lot of good dudes, a lot of political dudes that we've had on over the years that we've had a really good time with. Go support those people too. If you find some dude, I've said this before, but try to spend as much time supporting the people you like as you do bitching about the people you don't.
Yeah, and
Right.
let's take Gino. Hey, Gino, you're in New York. If you're watching right now, that's a fucking nonstop to Wilmington. That's a lot quicker than Austin. That flight from New York to I was just on it.
That's an hour and a half.
Boy, I was just on that New York to Austin flight about a week ago. Jesus, man, it's 5 hours. So now, Gino, it's an hour and a half, and it's a straight shot down there. Join us for sports this fall, football season. That's when we need you. I want to hear your fucking Giants bullshit takes, okay? I do.
Hey, the Giants are fucking good now.
We'll find out. If they can be healthy, they can be.
They just signed who was it? They just signed another defensive tackle the other day.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
They're loading up, man. It's a fun team, and I'm certainly going to be watching them. I just hope.
Reader. They got Reader from the Lions.
Yeah, I just hope they can stay healthy. That's all. Because it is a fun young team to watch. Next up, squad member commits felony. The White House slammed progressive representative. Oh, is this Jayapal? I fucking hate that woman. Jesus Christ, dude.
However you say her dipshit
name, fucking cares, dude. Admitted she spoke with foreign ambassadors about getting oil to Cuba despite U.S. sanctions, defending the outreach as literally our rights and responsibility. The Democrats continue to show Americans who they really are, the America Last Party who sip margaritas with terrorists, advocate for illegal alien criminals, and undermine the United States to aid a failed communist regime. White House spokesperson Olivia Wales told Fox News Digital. Jayapal's actions are shameful from a sitting congresswoman clearly suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. I was in conversations with the ambassadors from Mexico and some other places trying to figure out how to get oil there, Jayapal said during the briefing, calling the situation on the island a crisis beyond imagination. Jayapal said the event was part of a broader briefing of the humanitarian situation in Cuba following her recent visit. As many of you know, I traveled to Cuba as part of a congressional delegation last month. Why? It is part of my role to see how U.S. foreign policy is actually affecting the people in the countries where that policy is being implemented. No. You went on a fucking private jet.
You dumb bitch.
Yep. That's all you do. It is not to get on a private jet and go drink margaritas in fucking Cuba while the rest of the country is without power. While you stayed in those five-star hotels. We saw those pictures. We played them on the show.
Yeah. So she met with the Cuban president, who's a communist, with senior government officials who are also communists. And this is a felony. It's a clear violation, it looks like, anyways, of the Logan Act, which is 18 U.S.C. 953. If you look it up, she said she's saying that our sanctions against Cuba, which we just signed, I don't know if you can pull it up, Bob. I don't know if it's on the Secretary of State's or Rubio's Twitter yet, but we levied sanctions against a bunch of Cubans today. She says those sanctions are illegal. It's against the law. This is essentially doing the same thing. It is bombing the infrastructure of Cuba with economic sanctions that essentially ensure that the infrastructure collapses. But it's not illegal. Article 2 of the Constitution gives the president broad latitude to levy sanctions against hostile nations. You stupid bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you? I mean, like, I'm all about a limited executive, but if they have any power, it's to have the State Department levy sanctions against fucking people who are acting like assholes, especially ones 90 miles away who are communists. The fuck are you talking about? So the question now is whether while she was there or during her communications, she took any concrete actions or what we would call an overt act in a conspiracy case to disrupt the foreign policy of the United States. And if so, then criminal charges should follow. Not may, but should, in my opinion. So we'll see how that goes. And she should also be censured by Congress for this and maybe removed from all of her committee assignments because you just can't do that.
Yep. I mean, dude, if you look at these fucking people, why are they still in there? I don't understand it. And again, if you're in that district and you're voting for your congressman or woman to go to Cuba on your tax dime, on a private jet, stay in five-star hotels, and just kind of look around the country as everybody else is fucking starving, You got to ask yourself who you're voting for at the end of the day. Jesus Christ, man. And the wild thing is, she's been in there a while. She's been in office for a while. So I hope she gets voted out, but I don't know. I mean, it's fucking insane to me, but so is the rest of this shit. But they keep voting for it. So I don't know. I feel like if there was like one of those rooms that were just bugged and we actually got to hear the actual conversations in there of these people flying down to Cuba and partying and drinking, they would just be laughing at all of us. Like, these dumb motherfuckers, dude, just keep voting us in to go and party around the fucking world.
I think it would look a lot like that one fan-made Spencer Pratt video where he's Batman and they're all the Joker or whatever.
Yeah, we actually posted.
I think it's on our Instagram.
It is, yeah. It's on Drinkin Bros Podcast Instagram. But you talked about the mayor. I'm going to add one more story here because this is trending worldwide right now. Is this Hantavirus? So there has been an outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. So far, 8 cases have been reported, including 3 deaths. 5 of 8 cases have been confirmed as Hantavirus, as the other 3 are suspected of dying from Hantavirus. And a lot of people are saying, hey, this is pandemic 2.0 going on right now. There's already people saying that, you should mask up and all this other shit today. Now, what I know about the Hantavirus actually came from Ross Patterson Revolution. And Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this what happened to Gene Hackman and his wife?
It happened to his wife.
Okay.
She died, I think, of Hantavirus, and then he was maybe just like left shuffling around his house with a dead wife and severe dementia.
Because this is a rodent virus, right? Like, this is
Comes
caused
from
by rodents.
rat feces.
Yeah. So this, because they're saying Hantavirus has a death rate of 40%, while COVID-19 had only 1%. To me, on a cruise ship here, because I don't want to overreact, is a cruise ship, and if there's rats or whatever the fuck is on there, this could be contained. The ship has been out at sea now for a while, and then people are making videos here on TikTok. Bob, go ahead and play this one here. I just want to see what the fuck this is. People have been sending this in, and it's trending worldwide right now. And then, according to multiple sources, people in at least 3 U.S. states are reportedly being monitored for possible Hantavirus exposure. This is fucking insane. Press play.
Hey, if you're worried about the Hantavirus situation, wear a mask. Wear a respirator, even outside.
No.
This is a head strap one. This is an N95. There are also KN95s, which are just the ear loop ones. The tighter it is to your face, the better, which is why the head straps are a little bit more protective. I am begging you all, please, for the love of God. I'm seeing so many videos and comments of people being like, I don't have the time. I don't feel like it. Guess what, y'all? Like, did we not learn from 2020 that that's just wishful thinking and denial is not how we prevent anything? We actually need to take measures, and sometimes they're not that fun. I mean, I'm used to wearing a mask because I've been wearing one since 2020.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Still not my most favorite thing in the world. Obviously, I have a beautiful smile. I would love to show it off. I'm a very expressive person. However, that's much less important to me than my long-term health and the health of other people. So yeah, I am begging you all, please just fucking wear a respirator. Hey, if you're...
Come on, man. And then Bob, go to your Twitter. The other clip that is trending right now is this one from Bill Gates. Now I remember this because it was I think he was on The View about a year ago. But yeah, press play on this one. Wasn't this the one, Dan, that we played where he said another virus was coming, or we were looking out for one, and press play. This is going viral.
And it won't be the last pandemic. The next one could be far more severe. I mean, this one, it killed millions. It was awful. We got the vaccine. Actually, President Trump's leadership was a factor in getting that out quickly. And so when I spoke to him, I said, okay, here's some other medical innovations, including a thing called an HIV cure that could be accelerated. So, we should be more prepared both for a pandemic. I'd say that's still number one. You can worry about nuclear war. You can worry about AI.
This sounds like fun.
Plenty
I'm worried about you, Bill Gates. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's up to the government to think ahead on behalf of the citizens.
Yes.
So, pandemic, there's a lot that we should be doing that hopefully we'll get our act together before the next one comes. Overall, the innovation in health, both in the developing countries, the rich world, I love being part of that.
I was reading, though, that you said the next pandemic you are predicting within maybe 25 years. Is that
certainly
accurate?
we'll have one in the next 25 years. There's even some pathogens out there that we're watching over right now.
Whoever scored this with this gay-ass music, I hate you. And we'll never be friends ever. But this clip of Bill Gates saying this over and over and over again, that another pandemic is coming. How the fuck does he know that?
It's just a guess. I mean, certainly the pandemics come from dense population centers and global travel, which population centers are getting more dense and global travel is more frequent. It's nothing. Also, the Hantavirus is not transmissible between human beings because So the idea that you're going to prevent it by wearing a mask is fucking retarded. You get it from exposure to rats, and the 40% mortality rate is in HPS, which is the hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, not hantavirus itself, right? So it's kind of like HIV/AIDS, where the full-blown version of it, which comes weeks, 3 to 4 weeks after exposure, and it's very obvious what's happening before that. Then it becomes, if you just don't do anything about it, you will run into that 40% mortality rate. But usually you can deal with it because what it does is it increases your hematocrit a lot. Special forces guys in shithole countries used to deal with this exact virus all the time, hantavirus. I have 18 Delta buddies who know more about this than anybody that's in the fucking media right now. It'll make your hematocrit go up, your blood gets thick, your blood pressure drops, and then you have issues after that. And you, like, cardiopulmonary system starts to get fucked up. But yeah, it's not transmissible between humans. So if you come into contact with something that's been exposed to rats or something like that, the fact that there's only a handful of cases is obvious. It shows this is nonsense. This is not going to be anything. If somebody tries to tell you it is, they're full of shit.
There is only one strain of hantavirus that is transmissible between humans, but it's
never been in North America ever.
It's the Andes virus. It's from Chile and Argentina, which is where this cruise ship came from.
Okay,
and they do think it is the Andes version, but it's not. The transmission rate is difficult. It's not. You can't get it through casual contact.
Yeah, because like the Daily Mail is reporting that 2 of them got off the cruise ship and are in Texas right now, so they're monitoring that situation. Look, I know it's trending number 2 in the world right now. We'll keep an eye on it, but Jesus Christ, man. And then last but not least, this is Mark Hamill is trending number 1 in the world, and I was like, I thought he died. I thought Luke Skywalker died. Nope. Go to your Twitter, Bob. Post this. Pop this up here. This was a tweet that he put out, and it is Trump lying in a grave. Internet's real slow today, huh? Trump lying in a grave. Mark Hamill, if only, says Donald Trump, 1946, 2024. He should live long enough to witness his inevitable devastating loss in the midterms, be held accountable for his unprecedented corruption, impeached, convicted, and humiliated for his countless crimes, long enough to realize he'll be disgraced in the history books forevermore. And this was yesterday, so yeah, he's taking the rightful heat that he deserves here. And you know what, Mark? Let's be honest, man. You got fucking Star Wars, and you got really goddamn lucky, and that's it. Fuck him. He's always been a shitty actor. And like, dude, I watched Bert's movie, Kreischer, The Machine. I think the reason why it didn't do well is because Mark Hamill was in it. God damn, that guy fucking sucks. He's a good voiceover actor, but hey, Bob is better than him, for Christ's sake. So yeah, fuck this guy. And I was like, did he die? I thought maybe he died or something. No, it's just this. It's just a stupid shit. All right, now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. Obviously, you can submit on drinkinbros.com like I told you about earlier. However, we would love to have you here in the studio and see your beautiful smiling faces if you're around. Today and this week, though, I'm actually going to give it to Coop. Coop, you got thrown into the fire this week. And you're back there, the ones and twos. You can put the camera on yourself here.
It hasn't been that bad.
Has it? Okay. It's pretty easy or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I love working at this place.
Yeah, no, I know. And it seems like you're catching on pretty quickly here. So
I'm going to talk for him because he's a humble man. This is an incredibly complex job with a lot of little things you got to do every single day. So cheers to him, man. He's been doing a great job at it. And, he's going to be great for you guys moving in the future.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks, man. And I know you're helping him out. Jamie's flying in next week to kind of help him out and study the system. So that way the transition does move smoothly when we go to Wilmington, or as smooth as it can be, obviously. We still got to rebuild the sets and all that stuff, which takes anywhere from 7 to 10 days. But we'll have a temp set set up, and we will be live from Wilmington May 18th, Monday there. And thank you, Coop. So, as the days continue to tick down over here. Shit, I'll see you on Ross Patterson Revolution this afternoon, and looking forward to it. But the voice, Coop, I love it. Crime Corner, I get it, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. It's that's the show too that every drinking bro comes up to me in the streets and says, "Hey, try to get my wife into Drinkin' Bros. She hates it." And I was like, I understand why. We have 97% male demographic, and then they go, but the easing her in is the Crime Corner show, with Coop and Jesse. And I was like, that's smart, Get her into a true crime show, and then you can play Drinkin' Bros later too. So, welcome to the team, and I have no doubt you'll be excellent in Wilmington. Appreciate all of you guys joining in at home. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify, and that's where the video will be. So if it's free on YouTube, it'll be free on Spotify today. So the video will be up tonight. And Coop himself, since I have you here, you've been working on the back catalog for a long time. I don't know how many months at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that's
it will never end, right? Like, because we have no desire to stop podcasting. So, like, shit, I don't know if you'll ever get caught up, but you've been doing a great job with that. Problem is, we're recording 25 shows a month or whatever the fuck it is. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's really fun, and zero desire to quit podcasting. D'Anthony, enjoy the beach this weekend, friend. We got 8 more days left here, and we will be back in North Carolina together. Appreciate you tuning in. For Dan and Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.